Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. I'm Mark, this is Spiguyver's Garage, and this is the third weekend I've been working on this. We all have those projects that don't quite go as planned, and this one is one of them. So I took the Jeep in about 3 weeks ago, I think it was, to get all the fluids changed, get a tune-up, and had them look at bushings and stuff on the suspension, because I knew there was something that was loose, and I figured it was some bushings. And what they said was that the lower control arms needed to be replaced, but they couldn't order them or replace them because they didn't know what this lift was. They didn't know what brand the lift was, and so they couldn't figure out what it was. So rather than worrying about that, I brought it home. I ordered adjustable arms, lower control, front lower control arms for the Jeep. And so I've got those ready to go. But when I started working on it, first, it was impossible for me to get the bolts loose, so I had to buy a breaker bar. Then I finally got them loose, and what I found out was that the lower front one, actually on the passenger side, the bolt and the bushing itself, the sleeve that goes through the bushing, were fused together completely. I was soaking it for about a week with PB Blaster. Nothing was letting it go. And so I think today what I'm going to have to do, I've got a hacksaw, a couple different hacksaws, a bunch of new hacksaw blades sitting here just in case. But I'm going to swap out the driver's side. I just got that one loose. The bolts are coming out, so I'm going to get that one replaced. I'm going to pull it out, measure it, match the arms, get the arms to that length, both of them, get them ready to go, and then probably going to lay under there for an hour or so using a hacksaw. So sometimes shit just doesn't go the way you plan it, and you just gotta deal with it. The other part is, I'm pretty sure the lower control arms aren't really that bad, but the upper control arms do look pretty bad. So while I've got new lowers, it looks like I probably need to order some new uppers as well. Okay, so like I said, I've been using the PB Blaster. This side had soaked for about a week. This one is ready to go. I can tap that one out. The bottom one is ready to go. I can tap that one out. So I can get this arm out, measure it, and get the new one in. It's on the passenger side that we've got bigger issues. So it's taken breaker bar, wrench, impact wrench, to get there. Just looking at all the rust under here. I need to get this thing recoated under here because I don't want any more rust coming through. I've got a few spots of rust that I noticed on the outside too when I was cleaning things up that I need to make sure I hit, but that's for another day. All right, let's get these things out. There we go. Got that one out. So now I'm gonna go measure this one and compare it with the adjustable and get that set up. You know, I'm gonna be honest, looking at these bushings do not look bad at all. I think they said lower and they meant upper, which is kind of a bummer. Okay, so now that we're in here, we've got our new ones. These are Rubicon Express adjustable arms. It's got the jam nut, jam it on there, and it's good. It's got the bushing, or the almost like a bearing for the top side. And so it'll go in there like that. So this is rear, this is front. Bushing here, and this one, both of them actually have Zert fittings that I've got to screw in there over here to be able to service these with grease, which is nice. So I've got a tape measure here. So what I'm gonna do is measure these and just kind of match them up. Looks like pretty close right now, but let's go center to center. There we go. Just took a little bit of work to get it. Gotta rock it to get that washer in where it needs to go. Still no movement. So this side is the easy side. This side has the bushing pushed all the way up against the bracket. So this side I'm cutting through the bolt. This side I've got to cut through the bracket and the bolt. It's definitely getting closer. Cut that one out. Now for the hard side. Whew. My arms are burning. Well, maybe like a fifth of the way through on the side with the bushing, I had to switch out, put in a new blade. It's slow going, but I got nowhere to be. Whew. So that's out. Now I gotta figure out how to get this apart. Get this in here. Oh, there we go. Oh, yes. All right, this one's out. I can go get the other one, replace it, and again, these bushings do not look bad. But these up here on the uppers do look bad. Looks like everything's off-centered on this one. Let me bring you up here and show you. So this one right here, let me tilt this up. This one right here, to me that looks off-centered. So it looks like this bushing is probably bad. I mean, this thing just looks pretty bad. All right, so we got the new one in on the driver's side, or on the passenger side. So it's all tightened up, torqued down. And yeah, I just got to get the Zert fittings inserted now that it's in. I didn't want to have them hit the ground or anything and have them break, so I'll get those in as soon as I get the driver's side tightened up. I've got to still maneuver it to get the washers have to fit in between these brackets, and one of them is still out a little bit on the driver's side, as you can see right over there. I've got the one on the outboard side secured, but the one on the inboard side is still out a little bit, so I'm gonna have to use the jack, get it set up, get it right, get it in, get it torqued. Okay, so they are in, everything's torqued, everything's good, and so now I'm just going to insert these Zert fittings so these can be greased. One in the lower, one in the upper. There we go. And now we'll get the other side. All right, so we've got the new lower control arms on there. They're adjustable. They're adjusted to the same length as the ones that came off, so shouldn't mess with the alignment or anything else. We'll drive it and find out, but these ones are serviceable. They're a little bit better, definitely an upgrade. But while I was down there, I definitely noticed that it was the upper control arms. I think they wrote lower, they meant upper. I don't know. May have been a little miscommunication from the mechanic to the whoever was inputting the data. I don't know. But I do think I need to order some of those. So I'm going to get measurements on those, make sure I order the correct ones, and get those replaced as well. But what should have been probably an hour max job. It's 4 bolts, pop them out, pop new ones in. Took 3 weeks. Had to get new tools, had to get different things, and a lot of PB blaster, a lot of elbow grease, and then having to cut things out with a hacksaw. I mean, that was the most time-consuming part of it all, was the actual cutting it out. But it's done, it's replaced, and now we've got better ones in there, so hopefully once we get the upper ones, everything's good. It's nice and solid. But appreciate you guys checking this out, and I will see you guys next time.